They knew they had to make a decision. Robert and Mike looked at each other and both agreed to take the offer. Mike's dad was pleased and said he would pay them 10 cents an hour, and they would work 3 hours every Saturday. Even though Robert had a softball game that day, he chose to work and learn instead of playing. He knew this was his opportunity, and he didn't want to waste it. So, Robert and Mike started working for Mrs. Martin, who was an employee of Mike's dad, and used to take care of a small supermarket. They were the kind of stores where people bought essentials like milk, bread, butter, and cigarettes. The only problem was that the stores didn't have air conditioning, so they had to keep the doors wide open to the road and parking lot, which meant that dust would swirl and settle inside every time a car drove by. Their job was to take canned goods off the shelves, brush them with the feather duster to get the dust off, and then restack them neatly. It was mind-numbingly boring work. They worked for 3 hours every Saturday and got paid 30 cents, which was not very exciting for them, since one comic book cost 10 cents back then. They did it because they wanted to learn how to make money. But after 3 weeks of doing this, Robert was ready to quit. He felt like a slave, working for just 10 cents an hour, and hadn't even seen Mike's dad since the first meeting. So at lunchtime, on the 4th week, he told Mike that he was quitting. The school was boring enough, and he didn't want to waste his Saturdays doing this job anymore. He was done. To his surprise, Mike started smiling and said that his dad had expected this to happen. He had told Mike to meet with him when Robert was ready to quit. It made Robert mad, but Mike said that his father's way of teaching was different from Robert's parents. He didn't like to lecture and used experience as a way of teaching. Robert agreed to meet with Mike's dad the following Saturday to hear him out. Even his real dad was angry with Mike's dad. Robert's poor dad had advised him to demand a raise of at least 25 cents an hour and to quit if he didn't get it. When Robert arrived at Mike's house, he was made to wait in line for 45 minutes before Mike's dad finally appeared. Frustrated and angry, Robert told Mike's dad that he had not kept his end of the bargain. He had promised to teach him if he worked for him, but he had not fulfilled his promise. Robert accused him of being greedy and not respected his employees. He asked Robert if teaching meant talking or giving a lecture, and Robert replied with a nod. Rich Dad told him that life is the best teacher of all, and that most of the time, life does not talk to you. He explained that life often pushes us around to teach us something. Some people let life push them around while others fight back against the wrong things, such as their job, boss, or spouse.